I'm not doing it again. I promise
Please,
you I'm not
please,
doing it.
please.
Weird. Oh, sorry. Say something for the people. First time at the cinema. Easy one. I don't know. 3, 2, 1. Happy Easter! Wait, no. The lighting looks weird. I'm not doing it again. I promise you I'm not doing it. Please. Happy Easter! I'm Charlotte. And I'm Audrey. So yeah, we're just introducing ourselves to you guys. Enjoy our ranting video. The light's so good on your side. I'm just built different. I feel like even looking the door. Oh my god, that's actually kind of scary. So we just watched Project Hail Mary and the person behind us. I don't know if it was one person kicking both of our seats or it was just two people who just thought today we're gonna gang on the two pretty ladies sitting in front of us. Because at first I thought it was like an accident. Most likely it was an accident. And then I just said, okay, again. And I was like, maybe they're just leaning on the seat, But I'm like, I'm trying. And at the exact same time, I'm thinking, I'm feeling them kicking my seat. And then I'm looking at the distance between my seat and the person in front of me. And I'm thinking, like, that's a really big distance. So how are you even reaching me? And actually, that you said that, I kept looking at the person in front of me. I was thinking, maybe even me, when I'm stretching my legs, I might be touching them and I don't know. And then they're feeling it and they're like, the person behind me is really rude. I don't want to be that person who calls out the person behind me and I'm doing the same thing. So I just kept quiet. But who is mom after we told her? So the person behind me, actually, someone kept kicking my seat. Behind our seat.
And you didn't say, excuse me, stop kicking my seat.
You should have turned around and said, excuse me, why are you kicking my seat? And then they'll get embarrassed. Like,
for real?
Hey. Okay, maybe loveless.
Oh, you're just telling.
It was someone. I had to wait for the movie to end to see who it was. Because the whole time I was so distracted by the movie, I wasn't even paying attention. I was like, hey, who you going on? What's going on? The first time I thought maybe I made by mistake. It was by mistake. And then the second time, the third time, it was a I can't even describe. Can you just normalize having good cinema etiquette? Like, bruh, come on. Like, why would you kick someone's seat? It's not hard to be nice and think, oh, maybe I shouldn't disturb the person in front of me. I wouldn't want the same thing to happen to me. Like, you just come and you start kicking someone's seat and they're trying to enjoy the same movie you are watching. We both paid the same price. We're both watching the same thing from the exact same distance. You didn't pay more than me, I didn't pay more than you. Like, why are you being so rude? At first I was thinking that maybe it was because we were like talking, and then maybe we were talking loudly, but we didn't know. We weren't talking. And I'm sorry, I feel like we were the only ones reacting to that movie. Actually, yeah. Other people were just, I feel like no one else was laughing when we were laughing. No one else was reacting when we were reacting. Like, there were some moments where there was supposed to be claps. No one wanted to clap. Clapping. Like, I'm wondering, if I had this audience in a Marvel movie, I'd be so disappointed. I'd sue. I'd want my money back because of the audience. Like, no one wanted to engage with the movie. I know you're not supposed to talk, but it's not about talking, it's about reacting. The point of going to a cinema is not just the big screen, but watching a lot of people. Yes. Seeing everyone's reaction to the same thing you're watching. I know, just because the person next to you is a stranger doesn't mean you're not watching the same thing. You want to see like the different reactions, like how you understanding it, But everyone is just like, I was watching the people in front of me the whole time. They didn't even turn once to look at each other, and they were together. They were a couple. They didn't even turn once to look at each other.
They weren't even talking to each other.
The woman was just like
the start of the movie.
Like, they didn't even look like they were enjoying it. It was a really good movie.
It looked like they were forced to be there.
Just no one cared.
Like, maybe they're like premium cinema watchers. They like don't have the
maybe because it was our first time. We were feeling it just wasn't it. There were times people were laughing, but it was like once
but you
or
could
twice.
even barely hear it.
It was like ha 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 ha. Mind you, that scene is so funny. I'm dying of laughter. And we're just hearing ha ha ha.
And
or maybe it's because the cinema space is so big you can't hear everything. Maybe even us when we were laughing, no one could hear us.
Maybe, but we could hear people, so that means we could also be heard. But Onaja, nothing, bro.
There was a moment where we were all like, but then everyone else was just.
We were clapping. No one else was clapping.
When the movie ended, no one clapped. Everyone just stood up and left.
When the movie ended, no one even waited for the first name to show up. People already started leaving. Whatever the last word was said, and then it closed curtains. There was already someone by the door.
There was already someone by the door. Like, come on, bro. Like, take a deep breath in.
Appreciate the movie you watched.
Like, take a minute to think what you've seen.
Like, where you are. Like, appreciate. Say, thank you, I've watched this
Lord,
movie.
I've seen this movie.
And then you can walk and go wherever you want to go. But damn.
And I'm going, yeah, okay, yeah, it's over, so let me go home.
And cleanliness. People can be so rude. So rude. Immediately the movie ended, the lights were turned on. There was someone by the door with a trash paper. You would think people are smart enough to go and throw their trash in there. And then you wake up and you go past other people's seats. You see a whole freaking ashtray. Was it a tray?
Imagine I didn't see it.
It was like a whole freaking tray with like serviettes and a coffee cup and like straw papers like on the tray. I'm like, what's the point of the person standing there? Did you not see him? Did you like ignore him or something? You disgust me. Mom was so pissed. Man.
The way mom is all about cleanliness and then you're just doing some stupid ass shit like that. Some lame ass shit like that.
And it was a seat next to her. No wonder she was so pissed. So we had come back from the washroom. And then Charlotte had gotten up to let me get in, like in the seat. And then I accidentally bumped these signs that say wet floor. And then I bumped it and then it slid, like it almost like fell. So without thinking, I grabbed it and like straightened it. And then even before I finished straightening it, I felt Mom slap me on my hand. I was like, and then she's like, why would you touch that?
And then I was thinking, don't touch it. That's why I was just looking at it. And I was the one who knocked it over. Oh. And then I was like, I knocked it over and I looked at it. I was like, I'm not touching this. I'm sorry, I hit it, but I'm not touching it.
And stuff like that. I didn't think. I promise you I didn't think like that. And then after Mom hit me and then she was like, why would you touch that? And then I thought,
you were starting to feel dirty. Because of the face she gave you. She was like,
why would you touch that? I'm sure everyone
in that entire restaurant was like, why are you touch that? But I grew up thinking Mom had OCD.
Same. I
literally grew up thinking Mom has OCD. And then I just realized she's just a clean freak.
And then she's just like really, really clean.
She's just one of those people who like having clean places. And then you know that, of course, will rub off on us. So, yeah.
Even doing that doesn't do anything. What's that too?
I don't know why I keep doing that. It's a reflex.
So obviously they can still see us. Whatever what this means. She did it first. Whatever.
Hey,
You did it. Unakataa mambo zako. Unakataa mambo zako.
and that's a wrap, folks.
And if you want to see more of us, be sure to tell us. And if you don't, keep that to yourself.
Keep that to yourself.
Yeah, me too. Peace.